Hey, have you heard this Laurel Yanny thing?
No, actually I haven't.
Okay, I have an iPhone 10. Hold on, let me unlock my phone.
I'm sure that phone will unlock Yanny Day now. Hello and welcome to Queer Space Magazine. This is Capitol Heels. My name is Arson Nicky.
I'm London Yanny Bradshaw.
London Yanny Bradshaw, I noticed you were wearing a jacket that you have worn on YouTube before.
It's weird. I feel like the same episode I wore, you wore the same wig, so don't come for me.
No, that might be true, but it begs the question, how do you keep track of your drag and keep it organized? Because I think we all have our different methods.
Well, it doesn't take an Einstein to know that you have a question when you usually ask one. So basically, I have a very versatile closet. I have a top hanger, which I do all my day clothes, and then I have a bottom hanger where all my drag that needs to be hung, because, you know, everybody loves it hung, am I right?
Not everyone, but continue.
Yeah, we know. So the bottom hanger is for the drag clothes that need to be hung. And if I don't need to hang them, I fold them up and put them in a suitcase, which also goes in the closet next to the bottom hung stuff.
Okay.
And so if I need to wash my drag, which I usually do because I sweat a lot, it goes into a bathtub with Epsom salt and wood cleaner, because I have a, very versatile style. And then it cleans all the dirt and stuff out of it, and it makes it scented like wood cleaner, but I usually spray it with perfume after I take it out. And I let it air dry.
So let me get this straight. You have a verse closet that you like to be hung, and you clean your clothes with wood cleaner.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Answered correctly.
Just wanted to make sure. Wanted to make sure.
Okay. How do you clean your stuff?
That is an excellent question. I too have a versatile closet. I have a shelf on the top for all of my day clothes. I have a shelf on the bottom for all of my drag clothes, although sometimes they intermix, which is a fun fact about my drag. And when I need to clean my clothes, I have 3 piles. I have one that is for dry cleaning only, which...
Dry cleaning?
Right, yes.
You pay for dry cleaning?
Well, and not all the time, in the sense that I don't do dry cleaning very often because it can get kind of expensive.
Okay.
I also have a pile for spot cleaning where I will take a spray bottle with isopropyl alcohol or vodka sometimes, and I will actually spray the parts of my clothes that are the smelliest because that will help get the smell out. And then I take a Tide pen to any spots that need stain removal. And then I also have another pile for my machine washable clothes. So I keep track of all of them that way and then sort them based on when I last wore them so that I avoid mishaps like this.
Wow, I'm feeling very attacked. Thank you, Arson Nicky, for that educational advice.
Moving right along, I am trying to stay organized myself because Pride season is coming up, which is really exciting and is kind of a whirlwind, and we're still getting organized for all of that stuff. And so I think it's helpful for myself as well as to anyone at home who may be thinking about working for Pride or going to Pride events, that it's always helpful to have a reminder that the very first Pride was actually an anti-capitalist, anti-police, violent protest that was led and started by trans people, women, and people of color who were fed up with being treated the way that they were being treated. So it's helpful to keep that in mind as you go to these expensive parties and spend money on expensive alcoholic beverages and making lots of money, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a good time and getting your coin. Just remember that the very first Pride was predicated on folks who were throwing bricks because they did not have rights. I think that is always very helpful to remember.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're most welcome.
Even though that they fought for us in making coin, I'm sure you have a lot of gigs. Pride.
I do have quite a few gigs, and I'm sure you, as Miss Gay Washington, have quite some gigs too.
Yes. No, just as much as everybody else, I have some gigs. One of them being is this year I'm announcing the Seattle Pride Parade.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, it was a very long, grueling application to fill out. So that being said, I wanted to, it's not as educational as you, so I do apologize, but it's how to survive London Bradshaw style in the year of Pride.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, so in Seattle, it's always hit or miss due to the weather. It could be really sunny, like 80 degrees sunny, or it could be really rainy and windy. So this year the sun has been out for a while, so I'm assuming that this Pride will be sunny. So this pack that I have will come to use for everybody who has gigs, i.e. like Arson Nikki or myself. So starting out, even though you're not doing heels, you're not doing drag, fuck that. I wear slippers during Pride season because I walk from one side of the city to the other side of the city. I don't pay for Uber because it's too expensive. In the Seattle area, it's not that big of a Pride place where you can't walk. So I walk with slippers if I'm in drag. That way I don't kill my feet later. If I don't have a whole lot of money or I don't know where my wallet is, because I usually throw it into my suitcase when running around the city, I usually carry a granola bar and a water bottle because I know alcohol is important and staying hydrated is important. But we don't want to go to that gig drunk, intoxicated, unconscious, and we actually want to make it to the gig. So drink alcohol last, drink water first, and like I said, if hungry, have that granola bar or make a sandwich, like peanut butter and jelly, unless you're allergic to peanut butter, because I know half of America and this world is gluten intolerant. I usually do gluten-free bread and sandwich with honey and jelly, you know, because I like my honey and jelly. Also, if you ever feel dehydrated or feel like you have to throw up, always carry toothbrush and toothpaste, little travel size, in case you want to meet people like Alaska Thunderfuck, who's going to be at Seattle Pride this year, and I want to meet her, and I want to make sure my breath smells crystal clear and pristine. And if you have a fairer, lighter skin complexion by people who must not be named, Voldemort, Draco Malfoy over here, start with a good SPF, maybe 15, move to 30. For Arson's case, 50.
Yes, keep your skin healthy. That's very, very important.
Slather in. Top, bottom closets and slathering things.
You just love to slather, don't you, girl? Moving right along from that, for our next segment, we sent yet another unnamed anonymous reporter.
A new one?
Yes, a brand new one, all the way over to Kremwerk for the Kings show, which, as you can probably guess from the name, is an all-Kings drag show, which is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to see what we found over there, so let's take a look. Hello and welcome back. I am so excited to be here. I'm yet another unnamed reporter, but this time with a little more facial hair. And we are right here at the Kremwerk basement for the Kings show, which happens right here every last Saturday. It's one of the only, if not the only, all King reviews in town. And I am so excited to be here for that and many other reasons. These Kings are bringing you talent every single month, and we're at intermission and they're already doing it for us. I can't wait to see what else the show has in store for us, but before we get there, we have some audience members to talk with, so let's get started. We have Raimi here. Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
All right, I have a couple of quick questions for you. So for the people at home who may not have been to the Kings show, maybe describe briefly what it's like.
It's amazing. This is the most fun I've had in probably maybe 6 months, something like that. The energy is incredible. The performers are amazing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful time. It's awesome.
I completely agree with you on that. I'm having the time of my life over here. Another thing, sort of in that vein, what's been your favorite part of the night so far? I know we're like halfway through, but there's got to be something that's blown you away.
I mean, I'm really into the Sebastian performer. I'm not sure what his last name is, but Sebastian was awesome. Also, there was a cabaret performance that was brilliant. And there's so much creativity here, and it's fun. It's a good time. I needed that.
I'm right there with you too. That Fosse choreography was so brilliant. And then really quickly, off the top of your head, what's been your favorite outfit that you've seen so far? Because we've got some really good outfits, and I'm curious what your opinion is.
I would say I really like the cabaret one. I think that's got to be the top. They're all so good, but the cabaret was probably my favorite.
Seriously, giving him that old razzle dazzle for sure. Well, that's all the questions that we have for you. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the show with you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Have a great time, everybody. Come out. It's fun.
And that about wraps it up for us here, folks. I am so excited to see what the rest of the show is doing, and we are so lucky to be here. Thank you so much to the Kings team and to Kremwork for having us. Like I said earlier, you can catch Kings every last Saturday right here at the Kremwork basement. I know I am going to be coming a lot more often than I already do. All right, like I said, that wraps it up. Back to you in the studio. Thanks so much for watching.
Wow, thank you for that A-plus piece of journalism, unnamed reporter. I loved hearing about the Kings. I think the Kings make an incredibly important contribution to the drag world. Moving right along, we have a brand new segment that we'd like to talk to you about today, and it is the Questions for Queens.
Finally.
I know, right? Over the last couple of episodes, we've been asking you, please send us your questions that you would like us to answer, and we have some of those right here for you today. So let's get right into it.
Yes.
All right, our very first question comes from Anita Spritzer, who says, what was the biggest hurdle you experienced when starting drag? I think for me personally, the biggest thing was getting over the idea that expensive drag equals good drag. In my opinion, you can be as creative as you want to be. You can stick pieces of garbage to you and make a dress out of it, and it can look extremely couture and expensive. So don't let your creativity be limited by your budget. That was the biggest hurdle for me personally.
I think the biggest hurdle for me was realizing that there is more artists in the world besides Nicki Minaj. So I need to grow up and do other things besides Nicki Minaj songs.
You mean other like Nicki Minaj songs?
Yeah, because she has more than just, she only has so many albums. So
that's true. You got to branch out every once in a while.
Yeah. My question that I wanted to pick for us is, what would you do, or Jessica D. Smith asks, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I would do a lot of things for a Klondike bar. And my mom watches this show, so I'm not going to list off those things. But if I was to list off those things, I would definitely suck. Or I would definitely make out with Kerry Washington for a Klondike bar.
Okay.
She's Olivia Pope on Scandal. I would definitely do that for a Klondike bar. And I also would jump in a lake for a Klondike bar in the middle of the night during
like a
winter.
cold lake?
Yeah, like during December. I would do
Okay,
it.
that's fair.
What would you do?
I wouldn't do anything for a Klondike bar because I do not like Klondike bars. I'm so sorry to report. But I know I'm a fun killer. What can I say?
So fucking lame, Arson.
Our next question from Jen Hudson asks, why is the rum gone? Well, Jen, as someone who is sober and has been for 3 years, it would be a bad idea to have any rum around me at all. That would end very, very badly. But London might have an idea as to where the rum might be hidden from me.
So I have two things. The first thing is I drink only rum. That's my favorite drink. So
Well, then it might be in London.
I just wash it down with I usually wash rum down with the Chipotle Pinto Burrito steak burrito that I get with extra guac, and now it has queso. So that's probably why it's all gone.
That was oddly specific.
Yeah. Also, if you're sober, you're telling me that you buy vodka to clean your outfits and not drink?
I absolutely do.
What a waste of alcohol.
To each their own, London Bradshaw, to each their own.
Each their own. All right. Our next question from Drew Paradisco. What is it like to be a queer POC and a drag performer?
I'm going to defer to you on this one. This is a really interesting question.
I have to put my phone down.
Okay.
I think that it's very nerve-wracking to be in this time frame with our current bullshit-ass president that has brought about a lot of racism out. Knock on wood, I haven't experienced a whole lot of racism being a drag performer. A lot of people like me, and a lot of people I've been told I inspire. But you never know when it's going to happen, or you never know what's going to happen. So I usually get freaked out while walking to my car by myself, or after a gig I have to walk with somebody. I do feel like there are a lot of unfair advantages in the terms of people need me because I am a queer POC and a drag performer. So it benefits me, but it doesn't seem fair to other people who aren't the same non-people of color, if that makes sense. I feel like I fit a quota. So I think it sucks. I do make coin and get lucky in the terms I'm a POC performer, but it does in the end feel like there's a quota that needs to be filled. So I don't feel like I'm that important. I'm just important for people's promotions and their outlooks on things. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
I mean, your feelings on this topic are very valid, and it's important to hear your perspective on that, so I really appreciate that.
And this does not, making it clear, this is not talking about anywhere, in any certain location. This is how I feel in general about most places I go to. So I'm just making that clear because there could be lashback for what I said. Just being honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, thank you for your honesty, and we really appreciate that, Lyndon.
Yes, but I do love rum.
I used to. I still technically do, but we won't go there.
You clean it. You use it for cleaning.
Well, it sounds like that's all the time that we have. But thank you so much for submitting your questions, and we look forward to hearing from more of you. If you have anything that you would like to ask us, please, please, please comment on YouTube, send us a tweet, send us a Facebook comment, send us a carrier pigeon. I don't really know how that works, but maybe that will work. Who knows?
Hogwarts.
Yes, send us an owl, a carrier owl, and we will get to your question. It would be so fantastic to hear from you. But until then, thank you so much for watching Capitol Heels right here on Queer Space Magazine.
Yes. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment your questions so we can have more of the segment.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Arseniki.
And I'm London Yanni Bradshaw.
And we will see you again next time.
Yes.
Take care.
Good night.